This segment of the Sports Source is brought to you by Jinx Logos. It is closeout time right now, and when it comes to clothing items from Jinx Logos, the prices are insane. I need to do one of them. The Wiz, I'm the Wiz. Seinfeld. Get your company logo printed or embroidered on top quality merchandise, just in crazy good prices. I'm telling you, the fantastic prices. And the best thing about dealing with Jinx Logos and Jimmy Andrews, prices come and go. People, that's who you want to be dealing with, good people. And Jimmy Andrews, in terms of service, I've never dealt with one of these companies that provides better customer service than Jimmy and Jinx Logos. Trust me, give them a call. They will help you grow your business. All right. Tennessee will pocket more than $31 million from the SEC. Dave Hart has said that the school is setting records right now in terms of donations and giving. Toss in the fact that Jimmy Cheek and the UT administration said that, over this period right here, you don't have to give your your gift back to the academic side of the university. And yet, we continue to hear that the reserve fund at Tennessee is about 1.9 to somewhere between $2 and $4 million. At what point is that actually going to grow? Because Dave Hart's been here a while, and that reserve fund has sat at the same spot since he got here. Do you think it's fuzzy math at this point, or are we about to see that reserve fund start to? And granted, they've got a long way to go because Alabama's, I think, is $80 million. But is that thing about to take off, do you think?
I think so. And that's simply for the fact that Tennessee is almost past the point where they're not paying fired coaches. I mean, they've had so many that they've had to clear off the books that once they can start focusing on just building that rainy day fund, so to speak, and stop paying coaches that are no longer coaching, they'll be in much better standing.
Well, it helped them that poor Donnie Tyndall, didn't get a buyout at all. You go back in time that Bruce Pearl never should have gotten a buyout to begin with either. If you fire someone for cause and you give them $1 million, you're just stupid. So that they are clearing some of those guys off the books, and that should help. Is it time to stop hearing about this reserve fund being so small?
Yeah, a long way to go, you're right, to get to Alabama, but it should start growing, and didn't have to pay a buyout to get Rick Barnes either.
There you go. Yeah.
Texas let him go, so that has to help. Also, football should start winning at a higher level, and if Tennessee's going to win at a higher level in the SEC, there should be more money that comes in with that.
And if it doesn't start to grow, don't you start asking questions about why not? Well, I mean, where is the money going that could go into this? I mean, the whole idea for people that don't know, the way it's explained to me is if you have like a weather event and a game has to be canceled, like a big football game, and it can't be rescheduled, like happened at Florida, then at least you've got money to offset that $3 million or whatever it is you're supposed to be bringing in. So if you don't see this fund grow, why isn't it?
Yeah, and then the question, which gets back to the stipend money, you're making $10 million more than you did last year. How much of that $10 million is eventually going to be doled out to athletes if you're giving them $5,000 a pop? Vince, you get the final word in the segment.
Yeah, I think it just depends on when they receive that money from the SEC and the way it's been divided. Do they already have it? Is that something that maybe will kick in the books in a couple of months? And then also the expenses for football. I think Butch Jones has been able to convince Tennessee to spend a lot of money and put money into the program because this is going to lead to us winning and we'll get the payoff on the back end. So I think there's more expenses, but I think we still need to give them some time to show those revenues. And I think it could pay off big this year if they have the success that fans think.
I know that at some point fans are going to stop. They're going to grow tired of hearing about a $2 million reserve fund. At some point, that reserve fund has to start getting some money into it. And I'm sure Dave Hart's sitting there saying, yes, it does. But it'll be interesting to see when that reserve fund starts to grow a little bit. When we come back, quick slants. Preseason picks for the Vols are in. We'll talk about those. A former Vol transfers again. What does that tell us about Butch Jones and all those guys that transferred? Thanksgiving football for Tennessee. We got a lot of stuff to throw out here. Come on back on the Sports Source.
From East Tennessee to Kentucky, no job is too small for Benedict Construction. Electrical work, heating and air installation, even carports and garages. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.